the chaos reign. Chaos Reign presents The Pearl and Thingz broadcast October 30th, 2022. Enjoy.
Ooh, no. Bitch, you fucked up a good man. Stop the cat. Bragging about you having a man, but you know you're lonely. Stop the cat. Saying that you got all the dough, but baby, you have no money. Stop the cat. Saying that your hair on your head is real, but you know it's not. Stop the cat. Wearing some mop that you got from the good old pawn shop. Stop the cat. Run around saying baby daddy left, but you know it's not true. Stop the cat. You
The views expressed on Talk Real Solutions, hosted by Tyrone Thompson at TalkRealSolutions.com, are the views of Tyrone Thompson and do not reflect the views of TalkRealSolutions.com, YouTube, or etc. The content here belongs to Talk Real Solutions and its many contributors. Views and opinions expressed by all contributors belong to them and not TalkRealSolutions.com or Tyrone Thompson, the host, or etc. All data and information provided on the site is for informational purposes only. Talk Real Solutions makes no representations as to accuracy, completeness, correctness, suitability, or validity of any information on this site and will not be liable for any errors, omissions, or delays in this information or any losses, injuries, or damages arising from its display or use. All information is provided on an as-is basis.
In a world where there's crime, corruption, violence, murder, rape, theft, and I mean all forms of atrocities that plague the world in which we live in today, what you're witnessing, we are living in a state of chaos, and it'll take more greater or extremer chaos to restore the order in which the world we live in today. Good evening, people, black people. Today, I'm not going to hold back. I'm not going to keep my tongue. I'm not going to... The cups are going to be off. So, I'm not going to hold much time. As you know, y'all can share this if y'all want. Or, you could like it. And I would advise leave a comment at the end of this podcast. Today, as you know, a lot of things has been circling throughout the internet, and a lot of men are giving praise, big up, and worship of other groups of women. And it's not nice. And for those that's listening, normally I would do the introduction, like always, but I'll do it anyway. Just be respectful for those. If you listen to and are listening to this Talk Real Solutions, to follow Talk Real Solutions, you go to talkrealsolutions.com. You can go to Talk Real Solutions on Facebook, and you can go to Talk Real Solutions on YouTube. Also, subscribe to the Chaos Reign channel. I'm visible. You can find me. And make sure you hit the red button and the top notification bell for uploads and live streams here on the Chaos Reign channel. Also, follow me on Twitter at ChaosReign7. Add me as a friend on Facebook, Eric Rain on Facebook. And last but not least, add me and join the Discord service of the Chaos Reign channel. Those are links. And, and it's been a while, guys, because I'm in such doing my thing, a little busy, and, a lot of things has been going around since I've been a little busy. But as you know, I'm on my channel on YouTube, so you could always, catch me on my channel, live streams, uploads over there. So if I'm not doing podcasts over here on this side of the sector of YouTube or social media, you go directly to Chaos Reign on YouTube. So that's a brief introduction that I'll give y'all for now. But now, the topic Chaos Reign presents, Isn't Pearls Beautiful? Or I should say, the Pearl of Thingz. Now, what I started to notice, and this is very common, as I'm noticing with a lot of black men, and I have to be honest, and this is our fault, and we have dropped the ball in some way, and I don't like to admit this, but we're not being honest with ourselves that when we talk about competing or competition, right? And the competition, to be honest with y'all, is we only view the competitive side as when we're dealing with each other. We're not looking at competing or thinking that we take other competitors or we're in competition with other racial groups outside our tribe or inside our own cultural group or in our own race. And it is a problem in itself that we are not really in reality. We're more delusional about, in regards, when I talk about competition, is like we're not going to allow a whole bunch of non-blacks in some of our spaces like that. And I mean like that personally, because I've been around, not a lot, but just enough, and I've been paying attention to a lot of other content creators. Personally. And personally, I'm going to have to say some names. I see mostly on the Anton Daniel side of things. Sometimes I might see on certain Manosphere side of things. And I could say probably the Peep might be one of them. I don't know. And maybe other black male spaces that have an established channels on not only on social media, IG, but also on YouTube. I rarely see them have a lot of non-black people in a ratio of half and half, not just one, but more than one, amongst them having these conversations about not only social issues, but in regards to issues within our communities. A lot of black men make it a conscious effort, and I want you to follow me, hear me out, to really keep and push out any person that's not black, especially black men, genetic-wise, or etc., right? He comes from one half of his parent black, particularly mostly a father, that's black men, and have them around them in the space in regards to having the conversation or the issues that affects not only the community but other things that plague black men. Ironically. If they're non-black, that's European, mostly descent. You know, that's not black. And you know what I mean, non-black. All other racial groups. You rarely see them. I mean, Lucy, you rarely see them really pair up on the average and do broadcasts in mass and whole, every broadcast over on their channels like that, or in a certain space that black men said that they create. So my honest opinion to all this is that black man knows who to really push out and not only promote, but also have amongst his groups when he's trying to establish something of his own. He knows where and when, who, and how to push the non-black men out, personally. But he sure as hell is not going to push out his white bitch. Yes, he is not going to push out that white bitch. That white or the non-black woman. And when I mean non-black men, all women that is actually more white looking and white in present image, etc., etc., etc. That also goes to the ones that are white that speak Spanish. And trust me, I've seen enough of them with them. They're not black. They're mostly white looking. And even as less black, it's all right. It's just right. Now, everybody say chaos, but why would you say something? Why would you want to go? Because I have to be honest and be fair to really voice this out, because this conversation is not being had. Now, for a reason why it's not being had, because personally, a good chunk of black men felt and desired to taste and yearn and to suck the white essence of the white woman, aka the non-black woman, non-black, Caucasian, or any other racial group that looks white in every aspect. I don't care if they look exotic. They are not that Afro phenotype, that negative type, that disgusting type, that psychologically in our back of our heads we do not like or deal with. But we sure would give pass to the white bitch. Yes. The white bitch, especially. Now, who's this bitch I'm talking about? And I had to be raw. The one that a lot of these dudes say that is the woman king, the one that these dudes are now praising out of the nowhere, out of the woodworks, the one they call Miss Pearls. Now, mind you, I have not watched most of her content because, like me, I scroll around and pick maybe one or two videos, because really, truly, to really invest time on content of other people, and they've been putting out more than, let's say, hundreds or even maybe, hundreds of videos out there. Most of them are short, and a few other long, lengthy live streams. And mind y'all, the shorts have been introduced now for the past couple months of this year. And if y'all not familiar with the shorts, they get further in the algorithm because they're stealing concepts from TikTok, because TikTok has grown that platform because it's designed for not cater to people that's under the age of 18, but it is catering, and let me speak so it is catering. It's catering to people that don't have a good attention span that goes beyond a minute. Most attention span today for the average human is not even going past 5 to 10 seconds. And you know the rule that I always quote on the Chaos Rain channel: I'm here to raise your attention span. And I do this to, in conclusion, God willing, is to break your 5 to 10 second threshold of attention, because God knows you cannot absorb or learn anything under a minute or less. That's no good. Your attention span needs to be improved much better, because you can't absorb or learn or gain anything once your attention span reaches to that level. And what you're witnessing now with the presence of visuals, with MP4s or video plays of YouTube, TikTok, or any other social media, including Instagram now. Instagram now has fallen in the realm of video platform. That your attention span is getting less and less, and you're becoming dumb and slow and stupid. And I have to be honest with y'all. And trust me, last thing I want to deal with is people that's going to be deaf, dumb, blind. Personally, it's not a good look. So, personally, your attention span is getting low for better and bigger purpose. So, let me step away 1 second. I'll be right back, guys. Hold on.
Oh, one thing I forgot to mention. Miss Pearly Things also admitted on her own channel or social media that she has gotten a black man that once coached for her back in high school fired. And it looks like the reason why she got kind of jealous because she finished high school and was having some conversation or legal, not legal, but I would say has some entanglements with this man. And since the man moved on to other fresh young girls or whatever, I think she took offense. So she made it in her mission and succeed and got him fired from his job. So for those that still worship and follow this woman, keep that in mind. Anyway, continue on with the broadcast.
All right, guys. I am back. Sorry about that. Now, like I said, men today are at a point now, they are given much praise and worship. And personally, I know the real symptom why a good portion of men does this. Well, I'm not going to that yet. I'm going to stick to what's really present right now. Wait, hold on. And like this, people. And you know, it's hard, now that I think about this, that really, truly, this is a joke nowadays. But really, truly, to stay focused on what I'm saying is that majority of the men today, not some, but I'm about to say not majority, especially if they have their own space, social media, etc. There's no way hell no man should sit there big up or praise any woman and push it to the way on their own streams, on their own platforms, like this is a big up and a praise and like this is a win. And you know what I'm saying? Other black men, and I mean black men loosely, have paid the way and built something for the safety, security, and the voice for other black men. Last time I checked. And my biggest problem with all this, and my biggest problem is that it lets me know saying that there are too many simps and beta males. And I don't like using the word problem, but there are too many around that they really are sipping for the possibility of not only attention, but possibility of getting maybe sex. Personally. And the danger of that is that now you complain and bitch about women all day, every day, right? And you go behind and you give your attention and resource to not only the same woman that you bitch and complain about, but other non-black women that are telling you what the hell you want to hear just for validation to make your ego feel nice and feel in check. Now, if that's any low self-esteem, I don't know what is. Personally. Now, with Pearly Things, right? as y'all know, this woman was pegging herself around some space for black male spaces, or probably mixed male, but mostly black male spaces, to not only know what black men are saying, but also to infect herself in certain areas, even to the point where she most likely she didn't pay out her own pocket, ironically, because I'm not me to think about it. If you're paying just to know how to do social media, you could have that, because they're the ones that really have the real grips and control of social media personally. But this woman decided to go find a few black male content creators, some that's well known and some that's still climbing up. She paid her money to get certain inside game how to create content, not only content but really content for and around people, especially non-white people, because I see through the glimpse of her channel, most of the conversation and what she has mostly is usually non-black people, women and men especially. So it makes me think that she paid her way in to those same black male content creators, so she's able to create content and be in a space where she will reap and gain the most rewards, and I mean rewards, from the black community mostly. Because I don't see a lot of non-black people, regardless if she's getting commercialized or advertisers, that really is based on her community mostly. Now, I could be wrong, because I'm not sure about the analytics of most content creators' channels. But we know from just by looking at some of the images and some of the videos, besides the shorts, but the long live streams, you'll see mostly is non-black people up in there having a conversation with her. So that tells you. That tells me that a lot of non-black women cannot really do great amongst their own circles or in general. Anytime when you're struggling and you are non-black, rather white, Asian, or any other group of people that fall under the banner of whiteness, you're going to flock to the black side, because black people are going to welcome you in with open arms. Now, if they leave the door open and tell people, say, come in, come in. And I have to laugh at this, because this is really insane. But let's stay focused. The focus here is that these dudes are now saying this woman is what we call the woman king, or almost like the spokesperson or the head front of the so-called Black Manosphere. It's very interesting. And to find that this woman has not been putting out content like every other black male content that's been putting it for the last 2 or more years. She comes out of nowhere, mostly under the radar, and now they're circling her, even to the point now talking about her now here. It won't gain or hurt, personally, this channel, the platform, because she's already at a big audience that's approaching and climbed to almost 1 million subscribers, personally. So think about this. If you're a black man and you see what she's doing and getting not only attention, but also driving in the talking points from what you're saying, and you're bringing something more tangible that you could gain, and from what your talk points you create, I'm talking about the men here, that really is lifeless, that could help other black men, is not effective. But this European woman, non-black woman, white woman, could come in and spill the same red pill nonsense and get a more bigger audience. What that tells you. Now, mind you, I'm not sure if I said this earlier or I say this again, but the platform that most people are entertained, which is YouTube, is favorable, and is, unfortunately, it is shown as racist side. Like most platforms that non non-white people don't control. Mostly black people or any other minorities. We don't control. So obviously we don't control. It's going to be biased and racist towards us. And that's just the honest fact. And I know that's not sound nice. It's not, something that people don't want to hear, but I got to be fair honest. And personally, I got to be fair and logic here that some of these dudes that sit and praise and give her a lot of respect and all that stuff, and let's know that a lot of men, they talk about a lot of black women have this Ms. Ann syndrome. I think you have, personally, Miss Stacy issue. I don't know if I can say that, but or Miss Karen issue. Yeah, I like that. Miss Karen issue. Miss Karen. And I say that because majority black males, and I'm not going to speak about the women tonight because it's irrelevant because, they go to the same school as the males, that a good portion of black males, they look and view non-black women as superior and godlike to the one that of beauty is because the honest truth, you've been around them most of your life. Most of every black person in America, I don't care what borough, sector, or county you're from, you're not going to escape that you're going to have one white teacher, which mostly is a female. And because she teaches you from the start of 8 to 3 or 4, which roughly could be 8 to 7 hours a day, 5 days a week, maybe on a Saturday, a good Saturday, you're being fully indoctrinated and bombarded to seeing who is your mother and the representation of not only superiority, but a form of what is standard of beauty, and that is Miss Karen. And look, somebody ran off the line a while ago. And like I said, the phone line is open for those that want to have this conversation and, cuss me out or tell me I'm wrong in this fashion. The call number is 717-908-1834. Access code 956. No, actually, my fault. Access code is 917-324-pound. I repeat, 717-908-1834. Access code 917-324-pound. The subject, isn't pearls beautiful? Or / the pearly things. Now, you're being taught by her since you're a boy to young man, age 0 to 18 years of age. And we can also go further, even the college level, because most black males might, lucky, depending on what university you go to, you might stumble across a black professor. But most of your teachers are predominantly going to be females, particularly white females. So you're being fully infected, and very much programmed by the woman that is what is proclaimed the representation of beauty. So when I look at the psychology of a lot of men, black men especially, only few are able to break the mental bondage / the curse in their infection of just seeing this non-black woman as something of a superior statue, to the point once she start telling you what you are in a nice positive way, you get happy, you get smiley, all this stuff. And personally, guys, I've seen Miss Pearl, and for a young woman that's about to turn 26, I tell you, man, this is why non-black women get married very early, gentlemen. And I'm going to tell you why they get married very early. They get married very early because they really do age faster than anybody else. Their men included, but especially women, their women age very quick. I think they say they turn into milk, like spoiled milk, as they get older. That's the saying that's being put out last time I checked. But yes, they do age much faster. And because they don't have enough melanin content, they don't have enough what we call black blood in them, genetics. especially if you're if your genome is only 25% of, black, like how most black people, we might have 70 or more, but the other 15 or 25%, we might have Neanderthal blood, white blood. That's the range you see most people in America. The admixture is there, but it's not enough. And usually, when you got a good portion of admixture is when you start doing genealogy or doing DNA tests and you fall under the 50-50 range. And usually when you fall under 50-50 range, genetic-wise, that partially you have this genetic of African descent, Afro-Geno, to non-black. If it ranges from 50-50 from one side to the other, then you will have somewhat more of a mulatto factor. Example, Tia Mary and Tamari were the two Tia sisters. One is now getting divorced by her black husband. Yeah, they're a good example. Their blood is roughly 49% European, while the other one is black, because the mother's black. And that really expunges the so-called talk about that you're the this and that, and you're gonna have more African. No, that's bunk. You're gonna carry 50-50, just like your counterpart, 50-50. You interbreed, your children gonna come out half of that, half the other. And we all know you can easily water down your genetics by going lesser down the genetic pool. But that's another conversation for another day. We're not gonna focus on that tonight. Let's stay on this one. So, a lot of men are giving praise to the one named Pearl, right? Like I said, that she looks way older than she is for a woman that's in her mid-20s. And what I'm hearing on the street is that she is in a relationship with a black male. I'm not sure the video or the image that's circling here on the slideshow, if that's her man. I might doubt it, but who knows? But the point is this, that, she does look older than she is. So, she went in and paid her money to these black male content creators. It's the point she was on a lot of these panels with a lot of black male content creators, which, ironically, when a sister asked, why do you have a man that's non-black up there having the conversation to the point that is so-called of value? Now, Mr. Anton Daniels said that he has, but he's working on it. So he said. But we all know, like most black men, they don't want to deal with the non-black man personally and don't want to have no conversations personally. That's why when you see him on his panels and he spew his rhetoric and his racist towards black males, a lot of black males are not going to push back. Some of them will shake their head and agree to the point where he's spilling nonsense to a lot of black men that had to go check him. They will get pushback with his brothers towards this non-black man, this white man. And I seen it done. I saw it done 2 years ago. And if it happened 2 years ago, it's happening even now if a non-black man comes on the panel and talking points. The only time when black males really love and agree with the non-black man, if we deal with their talking points to the point where it's attacking and going at the black bitch or black woman. And really, that's the language people got to understand. Case in point, if y'all remember, when Kevin Samuelson, when he was on that Fresh and Fit show, where they had Silver Sable, a 30-something-year-old white woman, and Kevin had the conversation with her and told up front that you not only need men, but men build the world. She got in her feelings, her fifis. She got up and walked out that studio. While Donovan Sharp, Myron, and Fresh would sit there giggling, laughing, and was not saying a word. But at the end, they had to regret that because they got hit up by their non-black male counterparts that either watch their show or wherever their network with, if they are of any nature. They let him know, say that what Kevin done was out of line, because they know at the end of the day, they don't want this Negro talking bad about their own woman. Non-black men will let your black ass know up front how far you will take it, and they, I think, instill some form of consequence. I forgot what it was. It was probably nothing really severe. It's probably they let them know behind back channels and stuff what they did. And really, it kind of broke the internet what Kevin did that day. But it lets you know, say, no matter what issues black people have with each other, especially black men, black women, you better make sure you stay over there with that nonsense. Don't come here and talk about this community, especially their women. As you know, Yeezy is reaping the consequence now of, talking bad about the Jews, unfortunately. It is what it is. Because, let's be honest, they pay his bills. And I can't sugarcoat it. Now, I'm not saying he's no longer a billionaire. I can't confirm that because I don't know how he makes his money, much as what he really has as actual assets and liabilities. I'll tell you one thing. When he made the comments he did on those shows like the drunk, what do you call it, the drink club, whatever you want to call it, or any of those podcastings, that he was losing endorsement deals left and right. And trust me, he'll get some more. He'll get another one, because I don't see them really putting Kanye under the rug, because the man is too talented, in my opinion. There's no one like him. The only problem is he doesn't have no filter in his mouth. And me and Dr. Black had a conversation earlier, before I did this broadcast, about Yeezy and the consequence of divorce, and something that he needs to start learning once now you're divorced. If y'all want to find out, check it out on my channel. It's there. And please leave a comment. But moving forward, that, you can't do certain things as a man towards another man's woman and think there's no backlash. Now, mind you, Kevin didn't suffer no serious backlash because he already got a lane on his own, because his channel started to grow substantially since he diverted his conversation and his attention towards men to women. And he already said out of his mouth, if he started focusing on women, he was going to be a millionaire. Now, why would Kevin proclaim that how much he will make you focus his attention on women? Because he knows female nature. He understands women better than the average modern man. No matter what age or social class the man is, Kevin knows it very well. And mind you, Kevin was not really making it big like that. The only time when he really started seeing some money was during the end of 2020. Like, seriously money. And mind you, he was doing all right to a degree, but he didn't really start to really make some serious money until after the summertime of 2020. I mean, I heard one time, I knew one time going on that end of that year, going on 2021, he was racking in on the average with advertisement. Not super chats, the advertisement. And I want people to get out the notion that super chats, you're making money. No, the money, where the money is at, is an advertisement. O'Shea Du Jackson last year, he said he made a total of $600K in ad revenue on his channel last year. Kevin was grossing $500K a month on his YouTube channel in 2021. Now, some people said he was getting that money in 2021. So by that end of that year, moving on to, he was already a multimillionaire by going on 2022. Instantly, easy. The only problem with him is he never got his priorities and his things in order for what was going to happen to him in May 5th of 2022. But like I said, Miss Pearly Things paid to get some insight on how to do certain things on YouTube, not only by Kevin Samuels, but I think Hafez from the Roommates podcast and some other YouTuber, I forgot, or content creator. So she paid her money to be able to do content focused on relationships, red pill stuff uh, towards women, including black women. Not just their women, her women, but other women in general. All women mostly, but mostly, if you look at her channel or if you examine it, you see a bunch of black people in there, mostly, or majority. Everybody else might be white here and there. Maybe some males talk about red pill content and stuff. Which really truly, if I want to be honest, she's not really good at it. If you really pay attention and watch her content on her channel, she is kind of boring and dull. And that's what I got off just by watching not many videos she does, especially the long live streams. Mostly focus. I'm not really focused on most of those little short skid YouTube shorts, because to me, my views about short content, if you're consuming constantly short content that's under a minute, I'm going to assume you're dumb. And I don't want to say that because that's not politically correct, but I'm a person, I got to sit there and watch something that's more than 30 to an hour at best. And if you keep my attention span for roughly an hour, you're doing something. But we all know most people don't sit there and watch or hear anything for an hour because attention span is so weak, it's so low. And that could be something that falls in the realm of maybe the IQ, possibly. I could be wrong. And I don't like using IQ because IQ is racist itself. But maybe it has something. I said maybe it has something to do with people's attention span. Now, I know most people say they want to be entertained constantly. But my thing is this. How often or how much entertainment do you need to get by on a daily basis? If you have to be entertained to get by, that tells me you are not of low value and you have no productivity personally. They're not productive of you if you're constantly consuming things that's low level filth and things that just want to keep a smile on your face every time. Something's wrong with you. Something's wrong with you. That's just me. That's just me. But like I said, she has a whole bunch of shorts now to really help grow her subscriber base. But mostly, the bulk of her content usually is dealing with the red pill stuff, which is not really her forte. But because she's non-black, she can get away with it. Oh, make sure you guys like the stream, share the stream. I am going in. Got to go in. It's only right to go in. Let me see. Let me refresh. I'm just looking at here. All right. Okay, good. I still got like maybe a couple more minutes. I'm gonna continue. So, someone saying this, that Miss Pearl is now proclaimed by these men as the face and head runner of the space. And I find that problematic to 1 or 2 degrees. Because one, this space, if black men want to hold, and I listen to a lot of content creators, including the so-called Black Manosphere content creator, I cannot wrap my finger around that you're now giving all the praise and dues to the point where you're letting know that and let people know that this woman is the king and representation of your space to the degree where it said, this is our woman. And it disassociate and disrespect all the other content creators, mostly males, that have been here and been doing content for a long time. I mean long time, right? That dedicate their time and energy and sacrifice for the betterment of black males is an insult and a slap in the face. But we have to keep in mind that there's a psychological problem that's going on with a lot of black males. And my thing, how I look at it and deal with the problems, is you have to deal with the socialization of these boys that become men. See, a lot of dumb women, black women generally, they like to fuss about the effects, but not dealing with the symptoms. I have to deal with the real cause of the effects. Or most women, they like to deal with the outcome of the effects, and we don't look at the cause. So I got to make a correction there, people. That you're socialized to love and worship whiteness, white folk especially. When black people are cheering and rocking on the crucifixion of one of their own, especially male, is expected because you don't see no value in oneself. You even to the point these other men are dissociating with him because they don't see the value or respect for themselves. And these other groups of men know this. So anytime you slip up, you're on your own as a black male. That's when I hear a lot of men talking about and they preach individualism. I gotta look at them on the side and say, you don't want to be practicing no individual in a society where you're only less than a percent of this population. If black people are only 14 or 15%, I'm not gonna say 13 because usually 13 is being loosely, but we're up there past a certain percentage. And black males, especially that are men, 6%. You don't have the luxury to be operating as an individual, unfortunately. I'm sorry. You don't got enough numbers to do that. Operating as an individual in a Western world where you're a very small percentage, while everybody's big, that's a formula or that spills for disaster, and it is personally a form of suicide. This rugged individualism does not work and is not effective for the upliftment and growth and prosperity for black men as a whole. And that's just the honest truth. It's the honest truth. So, to go even more onto with this conversation and going further, is that the black men don't get no respect in the space that put the content in the best interest of black men, and they damn sure does not get any respect elsewhere like that. If you're a black man, you're in a mountain by yourself. You put any content or anything in the betterment for black men, don't expect no support. I'm just keeping real with y'all. If you think that people are going to support you, and you operate not only as an individual, but try to solely do this by yourself and hope that you're banking on the community to supply you, you got another thing coming. Oh, man. You got another thing coming. So, your best bet is you're going to have to work with some like-minded brother that's next to you, possibly, and hope for the best. Because how I look at it is there's no loyalty and no cohesiveness with other black men. If they're crowning a non-black woman that has not put no work at all, has not been in the space, hell, she was not even vetted. All she did was show up, might paid a few Negroes here and there, and the ball is rolling to the point now she's overpassing a whole lot of black male consecrators. Even to the point where you find these dumb dudes talk about, say, well, we like her, we want her because she's going to push our message further. And I'm saying, how is she going to push your message further? You already got a bad rap talking about black women and women generally under the auspices of Manosphere. You think her talking and pushing the same red pill talk points is going to make it even safer for you? Matter of fact, it kind of will overshadow your growth if that's your content. Because now, if you want to get, or let's say men enjoy, black males, let's go there, want to get their daily dose of red pill content. Who do you think they're going to go to? They're going to go to your black ass, or they're going to go to this white fucking bitch? I'll wait. I will wait. We all know the answer to that. I'm not going to even give you the answer. I'm going to let you meditate on that one. The point is this. She came out of where she was doing and started to grow under the radar to the point now you having brothers praising and talking about her now, which we never know existed. And doing so, and you know, my good friend Mary Brown said this best, that the Black Manosphere is going to be irrelevant in the next couple of years. You know, I always thought and laughed about that, but now I'm thinking, because now that this Caucasian woman is talking about and pushing your same red pill concepts on YouTube. I think that's a possibility that this red pill stuff that black men or any man generally is talking about, it's going to be swept under the rug by men in general, and it's going to be solely controlled and upheld by women, especially non-black women, Caucasian women especially, in my opinion. Now, I could be wrong. I could be talking on the outside of my ear, or the outside of something. But that's what I'm really seeing right now, and that is the possibility. What is to come down the line next couple of years. Now, I could be guessing, I could be wrong, but who knows? Now, for the ladies, there are a lot of black female content creators that are pushing the same red pill talking points, but they're not getting the same outcomes. And very few women have paid their dues in the space that have to pay in because their presence, their sole dedication of putting out good content, and also for respect for the men, they're not looked at the same light like this Miss Pearly chick that just came out of nowhere, and within less than a year or two, maybe 2 or 3 years, she is over succeeding or past a whole lot of males that have been pushing the same message for 7 or more years. Ain't that something? And here's the sad thing about it. I wouldn't be surprised she's getting a whole lot of super chats when she goes live, personally. It wouldn't surprise me. And there are some ladies, black females, or black women in general, that have pushed the same notion and message, are getting handsomely rewarded by the fellas in regards to donations, cash apps, PayPal, and super chats as well. But I guarantee these ladies aren't getting as much money like Miss Pearly thing, because she has a bigger audience. And let's be honest, mostly that's from money. I know it's not mostly non-blacks, generally. I know it's probably mostly these black men. Because you know how the white skin is their shield, is that beauty. It is that thing that David Carroll said, that David Carroll always said, that white skin is like gold to Negroes. I don't know if I said it right, but that's what David Carroll once said. And he was right. And he was not just talking about the white men. He's really, if he's being honest, he's talking about all of them. All of them. So now, knowing this, what now? And personally, the ladies I'm talking about that's been pushing alternate message from red pill talk points or etc. I think Deacon Marie, Miss Simone, Chantel. I'm trying to remember all the other ladies. Kendra D, aka Crimson Cure, which is a woman that actually paid her dues, and actually is reaping the reward now with her work, because she's now growing much faster this year than was last year. But you don't see her talk much about in this space because, let's be honest, she's a black woman, and we all know majority of black men don't want to hear red pill talk points to any black woman. Now, there's some women that are pushing the message that's nothing really new, and it's not really bringing nothing tangible to the table. But let's be honest, let's be fair. Because they're black is a strike. I don't care how attractive you are as a black woman. They don't see much value because behind, in the back of their head, it reminds you of that same black bitch that they hate or complain, right? It's their mother or some other woman that kind of, shamed him or did not give him the time of day. Whatever the case may be, he looks at his woman in a very negative light. Yes, he does. So, like I said, it was easy or it's a little bit more challenging if you're a sister. You still make money if you're talking the same message for the red pill space or Manosphere spaces. You will make some money if you're female. If you're good looking, hell, you will make more money. But overall, the person that will push the message and make the most money move forward is women that look just like Miss Pearl. And it's proven evident because these dudes are praising her. Matter of fact, they're vouching for her. And they even go as far as to put on their cape and want to save her. So, there's that. There's that. So, I guess no one has their hand raised, which is fine. Because I want to keep this one short. I don't want to run my mouth all day with this. Because, personally, I had to think long and hard to really think if I'm going to cover this. Now, everybody says that there's more important issues, from the Kanye West situation to, etc. My thing is this: there's nothing really more important but to really have the conversation about this here, because there's no way in hell that a lot of men that been begging and harping, a lot of men that watch the channel, that's in the hundreds or a couple hundreds in chat rooms watching content that black males put out that talks and attacks black women or any person in the community, and barely struggling just to get a support. But someone that comes in, talks, and pushing the same message, I guarantee you making and gaining the support needed. And that tells you right there, and I want young black men that's going to be men, listen well. If you're pushing any content in dedication for the fellas, it is a losing formula. You're better off pandering to fucking women at this point. And even that, there's no guarantee you're going to get some serious success. But if you're pushing messages, don't expect these niggas to support your shit. They already know their time value and where their resource really needs to go at. And it's not to your black ass. Now, it was harsh for me to tell y'all that, but I got to keep real with y'all. Got to keep real with y'all. There's no value you putting out message in regards to sanctity and for the importance for black males. You do that, you're going to go broke. And when you go broke, you're not going to have much of a voice in any other space besides the one that you're trying to cater to. I think you better figure out and find another actual alternate plan or backup plan if you're going to do content on social media or YouTube or etc. If you're going to focus on male issues, be sure that you're not going to get much money out of this. And if money is your secret, or you're trying to get fame, popular, and make rags to riches, or, what we call fake it till you make it, those days to do that has passed. To grow fast now, you're going to have to do something very different and drastic, to the point the algorithm will be favored and will respect you for them to push your narrative and your videos and your message through their websites. And I said earlier, this is a racist website. They hold no bars or where or how far you will climb and go on their website. YouTube already admitted by the same woman that runs YouTube, the CEO, she admits that this website was not being very favorable for minority content creators, aka black people. So if you're not being favored to content creators that's been putting a whole lot of talent, work, and content on this motherfucking website for as long as this website has been established, what are you doing? You are hindering and you're suppressing content creators that are black, men and women. And now you admit it back in 2020. So now the ball's on your court that you have to fix this, which you know you're not going to fix, because if you're doing something and it's been working, slowing down the progression of actual content creators that put in real decent content, what else you won't do is the question I should ask. And I don't think I got it. A clear-cut answer from this. But that's cool. That's cool. But, you know, like I said, this is a learning lesson for a lot of black folks. I think the men overall will not learn from this. I think they're going to even go as further and allow any other non-black woman come into space now. Because, let's be honest, Miss Pearl is reaping the benefits and rewards of the little work she's put in to get the clout she needed, the audience she needed. That's going to open the doorway for other non-black women to come in your fucking space and slowly infect you even more, because you are infected and you like the poison, so you're not going to get the antidote. So you're going to let more come in and add more poison to your veins. Give me some more. Give me some more. So, like I said, I'm just keeping real with y'all. I can't sugarcoat this. I talk it like how I see it. What you do at this point with this information is solely up to you. It might sound like hate personally or hating, but I gotta be real. I'm watching it firsthand and seeing the real true colors of a lot of you Negroes, and it seems to me that your self-hating nature into the point where you will go as far as you will try to put barriers for non-black men to not come to your space, but you sure as hell will open doors for that non-black bitch. Yes, you will. So it tells me we know where your head and heart is at. It lets you know, saying that as long as she's as a female and she's not black, and if she's black, she's going to have to work twice hard, and even that you won't allow her in like that. But if it's a non-black woman, hell yeah, doors open. They'll let her in all day, every day, because it shows you've been psychologically been effed up. You're sick. Just like you see the sisters worship the non-black man, the white man, you dudes worship the white woman. And we got to be honest with ourselves. See, one for black people to understand that these other groups of people don't respect or like you. They know you're going to be simping and loving them, and loving their dirty drawers, dirty panties, all day, every day, up to Monday to Sunday. And all it takes them to say the right things to you, and you'll get on your knees. You will sit there and face it. Oh, that's it. That's it. And they got you. So, anywho, guess that's all I have to say. I got nothing else on this subject. And let me look one last thing. Let's check my message. Yeah. All right. That's good enough. All right, guys. So I'm going to wrap this up. If you're new to the channel, you know what it is. Follow me at ChaosReign7. That's on Twitter. So follow my Twitter at ChaosReign7. Also, add me as a friend on Facebook, Eric Reign on Facebook. And join the Discord service of the Chaos Reign channel. Be the one of many of the chaos in which we must restore the order in which the world we live in today. Be one of them and join the Discord service of the Chaos Reign channel. All the links are in the About section of my channel, or of Chaos Reign channel. And that's pretty much it. Thank you for listening and watching today's broadcast. That's pretty much it. Until next time, take care and good night.